State of Survival can be a complex game, but it doesn't have to be one. In today's video, I want to go over 10 tips and tricks to boost your gameplay in State of Survival. I've actually made a similar video back when I was starting my YouTube career, but I wasn't fully satisfied with the end product, so I wanted to add a few additional things. Make yourself comfortable, grab a cup of coffee, and I'll see you after the intro. First of all, the infected fiends. Literally nobody likes rallying them. Boring! But the game forces you to rally at least 3 a day. This way you get points in your daily rewards, which we all do for the 10 plasma cores we receive. Now, I'm going to tell you that you need to rally 5 infected fiends. Why, you might ask? Simply because of the fact that rallying infected fiends gives you a lot of additional materials. A few months back, State of Survival added hero appointment materials, and only recently they added behemoth stuff, such as behemoth cells, bio batteries and serum. You get these free materials up to 5 times a day, and it really doesn't matter if you are pay to play or free to play. Everybody likes the maximum free materials they can get. Speaking about those hero appointment materials, in the Alliance store you can get service badges. These are one of the most rare materials within the game and practically unobtainable for free-to-play players. As far as I'm aware, ranking top 3 in Ascertain Heist gives you 1 free service badge. However, the chances of a free-to-play player ranking top 3 in Ascertain Heist is pretty low. So if you want to rank up your hero appointment, you need to find other ways to obtain the service badges. And in my opinion, the best way is to buy it religiously every week in the Alliance store. Talking about free stuff, can we all agree that advanced relocators are so precious? You literally need them in almost every event, and you need a dozen every single week. I always forget to do it, but you might have a better memory than me. After your daily activities, make sure you head into the market stall. In the market stall, you have the chance to trade in resources for relocators. Do this every single day. In no time, you will be able to stockpile a lot of relocators, which will be massive for you in events. Another way you can obtain advanced relocators is by buying them in the Alliance store. You could just ignore the backup fragments and invest the Alliance coins in relocators. 1 backup fragment usually equals the cost of an advanced relocator in the store. I know what I would pick, and it's not a backup fragment. Hero searches are available the minute you download the game, but I would suggest saving them up instead of spending them instantly. I do understand you want to rank up your purple heroes, but often hero searches are part of skin events. There is always a day you can use these hero searches to obtain an insane amount of points in the skin events. For free to play, it's hard enough to meet the targets in Survival of the Fittest, let alone spend materials in skin events. More points equals more rewards, and at least 2 days you can skip in a skin event. Worth it, in my opinion. Make sure to do your research to when hero searches can be used. Or you could just become a member of the YouTube channel, and if that's the case, we will do that for you. For the price of a coffee a month, you get exclusive tips and tricks from me and Wackorash Gaming, such as when you should spend your materials in skin events. Speaking about Survival of the Fittest, training troops is a task that always comes back. You can do it multiple times over your Survival of the Fittest period, and I often get the question if it's better to train troops or upgrade them. In general, upgrading troops gives you more points in Survival of the Fittest. You get an insane amount of tier 9 troops by just completing your daily intel, and I usually save them up for a Survival of the Fittest day. I do not upgrade my troops every single day, and it usually gives me an extra benefit over competitors in the event. Although this doesn't mean that you should train tier 9s just to upgrade them for Survival of the Fittest. I would just stick to training your highest tier troops in the weeks you don't have Survival of the Fittest, and just upgrading the tier 9s you have obtained through daily intel during the Survival of the Fittest event.
Aye, aye,
The Recycling Center is a fairly new addition to State of Survival. It got introduced because a lot of spenders had way too many materials they couldn't use, so the Recycling Center was a solution for those spenders. But as I mentioned, it is mostly for duplicate items. Make sure you don't go overboard recycling and recycle materials you still need today or in the future, such as plasma cores or speed ups. The only reward you get from the recycling store are skin tickets, and while it's nice to have a new skin, it doesn't outweigh the benefits of upgrading your plasma research, for example. There's no way to know for sure which materials we could be using in the future again, but I would suggest thinking about what you are recycling. Hero gear materials are a perfect example. They might return in the future, they might not. So it's basically up to you whether you want to recycle them now or maybe wait until they release new tiers in hero gear. Those skin tickets can be used for permanent skins. Now, our 7th tip is targeted at temporary skins. You usually get these in gift codes or in skin events, and they only last for a few days maximum. So what I usually do is to save them up and activate all at the same time when I think it's worth using. This can be in state versus state, this can be in a tough reservoir raid match, or whenever I really want to. The few extra percentages of stats might help me beat my opponents and is a nice little addition to your stats. Anyways, I think it's better than just wasting the skins on the days that you don't have any events, simply for the look of the HQ skin. I apply the same reasoning for frames. If you are a spender and you are using an Apple device, it is not a bad idea to start thinking about using an Android emulator. You have several emulators around the web. I personally use BlueStacks, but there are a dozen more. Now, why would you use an emulator? Simply because the prices of packs are cheaper on Android than on Apple. Apple recently upped their charge price, which makes bundles way more expensive. And if you want to save even more money, you should start using Paxify. By using Paxify, you can save up to 20% on in-game bundles, simply by sending a message on Discord to them. The process is simple and usable for every player. Low, mid or high spender, it does not matter. If you're worried about your account safety, make sure to bind it to Fun Plus. That way you will never lose access to your account. Schedule your onboard meeting today and start saving money. Also, thank you to Paxify for sponsoring this video. Our 9th tip is somewhat of a reset hack and something I use daily. About 20 minutes before reset, I send out all my marches towards gathering tiles. I go make myself a coffee, take a shower, and I recall my troops at reset. Instantly, I have gained a lot of points in the daily missions, and I don't have to worry about gathering until the next day. Of course, if you are in the early stages of the game, you want to gather as much as possible, but for older states such as my states, you really don't need to gather anymore, and this hack might be useful to you. I know these green arrows are very attractive to touch, but do not upgrade things if there is not an event going on. You get additional rewards for upgrading stuff or enhancing features. You can get so much more rewards by just waiting patiently. No need to rush. State of Survival is a marathon and not a sprint. With these words, we are done for today. Thank you for watching, and if you want more tips, make sure to check out this video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more news about State of Survival. Like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!